Monday Night Raw Hot Takes, where I take your thoughts, your opinions, your hot takes from the previous episode of Raw, SmackDown, and or PLEs. I'll do hot takes for anything, too. You want to do hot takes on ducks? They're waterproof chicken. That's my hot take. All right, let's get going. We got KB. Triple H and his booking of Roman is absurd, all capital letters. His booking alone is not good, all capital letters. This is a hot mess. Then we got Wrestling Cash. Roman's booking is accurate to his role right now. Yeah, he's getting smashed, but he's not full-time and doesn't plan to be. That's the conundrum of Roman Reigns. How do you book Roman Reigns now? You have the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, who reigned supreme for 3 to 4 years, just dominated the WWE landscape. Yes, he had the Bloodline, but come on. Roman Reigns was Thanos. He was Thanos level threats, you know? He was a Thanos level threat. And now, after every PLE, he's pretty much just completely obliterated, and then he's gone for a long time until his next match. And I gotta say, Triple H has a lot of faults. Like, he really does, and the cracks are showing. He has a lot of good things too. I'm not going to just sit here and say, oh, Triple H is the worst thing ever, but the cracks are starting to show. And the Roman situation, though, I'm not sure if it's his fault, to be honest with you, because like Wrestling Cash says, it's like, Roman, this is his plan. He plans on showing up 25 times. Let's just say 25. The number might be 30. The number might be 20. Let's just say 25 times in 1 year, Roman's going to show. So it's like, I get why people don't like Roman being so nerfed, but what do we do with him? This is kind of like a new problem. Roman has these feuds, you know, he has to feud with Seth Rollins. But do we put Roman Seth on the Backlash PLE? No, Roman deserves to be on SummerSlam, right? Okay, so to build that SummerSlam feud from WrestleMania, where he got screwed, to SummerSlam, like, how do we get to that? Because storyline-wise, Roman should want to beat up Seth as soon as possible, right? He should want to beat him up as soon as possible, because he's not like the part-timer Brock Lesnar, who is only interested in money. Brock Lesnar would show up. And we're not talking this Brock Lesnar that just showed up like 2 days ago. We're talking Brock Lesnar. He would just show up and he would fight purely for money. If there was no money on the table, he would leave, right? So you didn't have to beat him up in order to get him off storyline. There was just no money. But Roman Reigns is different. Roman Reigns literally wants to beat up Seth Rollins. So he should fight him at Backlash, but that's too small of a venue, so you gotta write Roman off. Therefore, you gotta injure him. Or it doesn't make sense. The problem with that is now the pattern of Roman is starting to be seen by everybody. He shows up for the match, and then the next night, or at the match itself, he gets injured, he gets taken out, and we don't see him again for 3 months. Happened at Rumble. He got the double stomp. We don't see him again until right before WrestleMania. Now, the night after WrestleMania, he gets speared. We don't see him again until pretty much the month before SummerSlam. And now, honestly, are we going to put Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins at Clash in Paris? Probably not. He's probably going to be one of the big 4 PLE Survivor Series. So what happens tonight? After SummerSlam, he gets taken out. And this is just rinse and repeat, because it is a conundrum. Roman Reigns' character says he needs to finish his vengeance. But Roman Reigns' contract says you don't have enough dates to finish the vengeance and get to all 4 of your PLEs. So they, in essence, had to nerf Roman Reigns. So I ask you this, what would you rather have? And this goes out to everybody. Would you rather have a Roman Reigns who is going to get hurt after every PLE so he can come back and fight at the big PLEs? Would you rather have Roman, all 25 of his appearances happen in the beginning of the year, and then once SummerSlam hits, we don't see Roman again until Royal Rumble? Or do you prefer this kind of nerfed version of Roman that you will get throughout the year, but you have to understand that after every PLE, he's going to get hurt. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. How do you keep Roman dominant and strong when he literally can't show up because of the contract that he got himself? And I'm not speaking ill of the contract. You know, he did his time. He made his money. He's a Uber star. He's an Uber star. But what do you do with the product? What do you do with everybody who's still in wrestling every week? I don't know. When Roman doesn't have a title, see, it was different when he had the title, because when he had the title, he could just say, okay, well, I'll be back for my next title defense. But now he's not even going after titles. Now he's just going after vengeance. So why? Does that make sense? It's like there is a Roman Reigns conundrum here, a Roman Reigns problem, if you will, and how do you navigate that problem to keep Roman Reigns with the same level of dominance that he once had while still honoring his contract that says, I'm not showing up. And it's unfortunate because I doubt Roman will ever get this title back because, like, well, again, he's just not showing up. But the good thing is, though, you can get the title. Or Roman, hey, Roman, if you're watching, subscribe to the channel, comment, and you can get this too. This is open to everybody, including the tribal chief. But let me repeat the rules. All you got to do is comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, ding, 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 notification, and you can win this belt right here, championship. A belt holds up a pants, and you can win this championship, and I can quit my day job, hopefully. All right, next comment we got Diz Scraps. Naomi should have a longer title reign as Tiffany time. I would argue she should have longer. I'm loving the Naomi title reign right now. It is great. It is phenomenal. What's Tiffany's? Title reign? It's very, like, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's going to be that memorable. The most memorable thing of Tiffany Stratton's title reign so far is when she completely went off script and made fun of someone's personal life. And hey, you know what? She was kind of getting pushed around the week before, 2 weeks before in a promo segment. So, like, I'm not saying what Tiffany did was right. I'm not saying it was wrong, but I'm just saying that she had to completely go off script to be memorable, while Naomi every week in, week out, is stealing every single scene. She's like one of the most talked about characters. Let's give Naomi a long title reign. WWE Army says, I like Brock Lesnar's hat. Did you know that I have a superhuman power that I can look good in any single hat? I'm not even joking. One day I'll try on a bunch of hats and I'll prove to you, no matter what, I can look good in a hat. 7-letter Brandon, week show main event was getting good. And of course, a DQ interference. Oh, yeah, I hate those DQ interferences too. But hey, at least LA Knight got in the main event and didn't lose. So there's like a kind of an upside, but I get you. All love 0307. Becky cooked. Could you like, it's been a while since that John Cena burn. People used to burn John Cena all the time about how Nikki Bella and him broke up, and it got kind of old, right? But now that we're doing it to Nikki, it's kind of new again, and boy howdy, she got her. And it was cool because Becky alluded to John Cena, didn't actually have to name drop him, so that's good comedic timing on or deliverance on Becky's part. She is Becky's one of the all-timers, that's for sure. Sky Wonder Wolf. Wow, nobody came to save Roman and they took his shoes again. Roman shouldn't save anybody anymore, and he should just start beating everybody's butt. The only person there that would really save Roman is Sami Zayn, because obviously Jey Uso wasn't in the building. Like, I have to assume Jey Uso was not in the building. So that means his only Bloodline member there would be Sami Zayn. Now, I do feel Sami should have came out. Like, they're making Sami Captain Goody Two-Shoes anyways, so, like, why wouldn't Sami come out? Just have him come out and eat a spear real quick, because, you know, he is aligned with Roman Reigns. Otherwise, though, Roman hasn't really done anything to curry favor with the rest of the roster. But you are right, Sami should have came out and helped. Big Tuna, they are leading the story for Ethan Page to join Seth's group. It would kind of be weird if Ethan Page did. Think about this now. It wouldn't have been weird in the beginning. In the beginning, they have the opportunity. But if they were to introduce Ethan Page, Austin Theory, Ricky Starks, Trick Williams right now, it would be kind of weird in that they would all be smaller guys compared to Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. So if you were to bring in this smaller guy, it would almost be like Seth Rollins saying, this new guy right here is going to be my heir appointee, my apprentice. That's weird, because why would Braun Breaker, who just 2 weeks ago thought he was the new leader of the faction, and he did think that because Seth Rollins literally said yesterday that only 2 people knew, his hot wife and Paul Heyman. Therefore, Braun Breaker literally thought he was taking over that group. And for Seth to now bring in someone small, why would Seth bring in someone smaller than Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker? So Braun Breaker would have a problem with that, and so would probably Bronson Reed, because they don't need an Ethan Page based on how their group is built. I would have thought and loved if instead of Bronson Reed, and I love Bronson Reed, they should have brought in the smaller guy then, because this should have been Evolution 2. Seth, Triple H, Braun Breaker, Batista, and Ethan Page, Randy Orton, or Ricky Starks, Randy Orton, Trick Williams, Randy Orton. But because they brought in a Bronson Reed, that Bronson Reed then becomes Batista, and Braun Breaker becomes Randy Orton. Therefore, a smaller dude wouldn't make sense at this point, and that sucks. They shot themselves in the foot for the quick shock and awe of Bronson Reed. Now, they could have eventually brought in Bronson Reed, even if, let's say you want Bronson in this group, they should have brought the small guy in second and Bronson Reed in last. Tiz Mickey says, tonight my favorite character was Adam Pearce. Yeah, what got into him? What got into him? He started doing his job, clocked in. Like, management must be looking at all the people and be like, who's not really working? Adam Pearce puts down his martini and says, don't worry, I got Raw tonight. He was all over the place. And yeah, I like it though. You know, if he's going to be a GM, let's have him be a GM. Your internet champion, I love the New Day whenever they come on commentary. Oh God, they're hilarious. And shame on Michael Cole for not kissing Kofi Kingston's hand. The man is in mourning, Michael Cole. Have some decency. I also love the seeds planted for the face turn of Austin Theory. I wouldn't get your hopes up. Austin Theory, for some reason, Triple H doesn't like him, and Austin Theory's going to come back and just, if he's lucky, he'll get teamed up with Tozawa probably. I love Austin Theory, I do, but like, whew, his booking. You think Roman's booking is bad? Mr. T Live can't wait for Becky and Seth to keep their foots on everybody else's neck. Love their characters and promos. I like that too. I always thought it was weird when Seth was a good guy and Becky was a bad guy, or vice versa. I like that they're now both bad guys, and so now they can both reference each other throughout the night, because they both did. Seth was like, I only told my hot wife, and then Becky was like, yeah, me and my hot husband. So it's kind of funny because they're so full of themselves. It's great. Dinaj Dev. I'm glad I got your name right, by the way, finally. So happy to see Roman still around. Yeah, don't get used to it. This is what happened after WrestleMania. He came out and then he got hurt. And then he's not back for a while. I hope he's still around. After that Brock vs. Cena one-on-one, it'd be awesome to add both of them to the mix with Roman, Punk, LA Knight, Seth, and his boys. It would feel like the Infinity War. Whew. I honestly don't think Roman really wants to fight Brock Lesnar. I mean, Roman will for the paycheck, but he has said that, like, I mean, at this point, I don't think Roman needs it. I don't think Roman cares to fight Brock. But yeah, it would be cool to have all of them fighting. The main event scene is stacked right now. It is stacked. There are 2 people out with injury, KO and Gunther, but it's a crazy main event scene right now. And if they all ward with each other, I just I just don't know if it'll happen. Chris Gutierrez, I can't get behind Charlotte and Alexa as champions, especially when they're putting on subpar matches like that. I know everybody's really on board with this Charlotte Alexa train right now, and people are liking this Charlotte character, how she's like, she's melting away and becoming a human. There's something a little off about it, but I can't quite put my finger on it just yet. So I'm gonna hold my statement and see it longer, but that's Chris's statement. Jimbo Slice, El Grande Americano peaked when Chad Gable was around. By coincidence, ever since Chad stepped away, again, by coincidence, El Grande Americano just feels convoluted. Just feels like the buzz around the gimmick has fizzled out. I'm going to agree with you. When Chad Gable left, just by coincidence, Grande Americano, I think he started wearing those shoes that made you look taller. Because, Grande Americano did start looking taller, and I think it was the shoes. That was okay. I liked the tall shoe Grande Americano. But yesterday, there were 3 out there, and not even I can figure out a way to deny it. It feels like it's jump the shark, and if you don't know what jump the shark means, it's like you ran out of ideas for a TV show or a character, and then you start repeating the same idea over and over and over again, and it's like, wait, you already did this. You've jumped the shark now. That's a Happy Days reference. Hey! Yeah, right, my guy. It was great for once. Loved the show. I gave it 8 out of 10 chops. I think I yawned 12 times, though. But I was really tired from the week long of wrestling. I mean, that's a good problem to have. First world problems, of course, but still. A lot of wrestling. I yawned 12 times, but 8 chops out of 10. Pun Master 9000. Man, if you're the master of puns, can you please send me some good puns? I love me a good plum. Plum. I'll eat a plum, but I meant pun. The only titles in WWE that matters are the ones Seth and Becky are holding. Full stop. No, I would say Naomi's. Naomi's is really good too. Naomi's is good, and you got to say the SmackDown Tag Team division. The tag team titles are pretty decently booked right now as well. Go Buggy. I think Becky Lynch and Naomi had lines of the night. The stuff that they had said had me rolling. Yeah, Becky will lead up to a good burn, while Naomi is just constantly dropping funny stuff. You got to really pay attention to a Naomi promo, because she will everything she says and her body language is just so just peak. And then I do like the line, the tribal thief and the Shula Fala from Paul Heyman, referring to Bronson Reed. So, some funny stuff tonight. And then, of course, the New Day. You got to really listen to the New Day on commentary. Max01 MSK. Hot take. Ilya Dragunov should be the 5th member of the Vision. By the way, Seth calls himself the Vision now. And second hot take, should have been named the Revolution. I can see that. Revolution, or, yeah, he's the Revolutionary. Yeah, Revolutionary. Plus, it's very similar to Evolution. You're right. I agree with you. And Ilya Dragunov actually would be a good compromise to get another person in, because Ilya Dragunov, Ethan Page and Austin Theory, they have too much of a properness about them to become the 5th man at this point. Like I said, if they would have entered before Bronson Reed, it would have been fine. But after Bronson Reed, no, you can't. You have to have someone crazy and psycho, and even though Ilya Dragunov is small, he's a psycho. So he would actually work. You could get Ilya Dragunov. He might be the only guy right now on the roster that you could insert after a Bronson Reed and still not care, because Ilya Dragunov and Braun Breaker, they've gone to war with each other, so Braun Breaker could vouch for him. Phoenix 1X. Aside from the obvious, I see no reason Brock needed to come back. I believe the company was doing fine without him. Honestly, you're right. This was a perfect, people are fighting for screen time. People are fighting for the main event scene. LA Knight can't seem to stay in the main event scene for long, and neither can Damian Priest. I get Brock as a draw, but did we really need him? Did we really need him in the year that we lose John Cena? Because, maybe next year, Brock could fill that space of John Cena. because then it's like, you know, how many part-timers do we need on the roster? We had Goldberg, and we have Roman Reigns, we have John Cena, and now we have another part-timer, Brock Lesnar. What is this? Is this 2000? Are we in 2014, 2015 all over again? Roman Reigns acknowledge me. Big Roman. This guy's a big Roman fan, but even he's kind of making fun of the pattern here. See ya at Survivor Series, Roman, because I know you ain't clocking in to work until then, even though you got your shoes snatched twice. And he also says, Becky burned it down on Nikki Bella with that "you can't see him" line. Yes, it was so good, even Nikki Bella couldn't help to be impressed. And I love that, when you can insult someone so bad and so good that even they have to acknowledge, yeah, you got me. I hate you, but you got me. Jimbo Slice, I feel like Sami Zayn's fan support has reverted back to what it was before the Bloodline story. After all the heights he reached, he's back where he started. The Bloodline rub is gone. I know he still has fans. I was hoping people underneath him, there was a couple comments, I was hoping anybody would say something, because honestly, I kind of think you're right, but I hope you're wrong. And let's see. It's OTW says, couldn't be said any better. I'm a Sammy guy, but they haven't changed his character since he left the Bloodline. And then your internet champion says, sadly, it's the truth. Everyone else, except for maybe Jimmy, has moved on and up in their careers. I would definitely say Sammy's in a higher place, but like, he's not the Daniel Bryan that WWE is trying to push him to be. We loved Sami Zayn, the kooky, crazy villain Sami Zayn. That was the Sami Zayn we loved. And he is, oh yeah, he should have hit cross with that pipe. Major Mario, the World Heavyweight Championship picture is more interesting than the undisputed title. Even though I love Roman Reigns as champion, I hope Roman gets the title at some point. I think it will add a little prestige to it. If Roman gets that title, it will add a lot of prestige to it. A lot. Roman getting that title, but I don't know. Roman buried that title one time so bad that it still resonates. You could have held a funeral for that title. He was like, isn't that the second place title? Isn't that the title where everybody who competed, like, I beat them? That's like the second place. That's a loser bracket title. And he wasn't wrong, which made it even worse. He buried that title so hard that I don't even know if he wants it. Carmichael, Penta is kind of a butthole. Weeks ago, he broke Chad Gable's arm backstage for no freaking reason and acts like he's the victim. And now on Raw, attacks the grieving New Day, also for no reason, and disrespects the morning hat. What a jerk! I gotta say, I agree. I thought Penta was a nice guy, but attacking Chad Gable, breaking his arm, giving him shoulder injury, whatever he did, not cool. What did Chad ever do to you? And then the New Day. The New Day have been in grieving for so long. Grief is a real problem, people. And I don't know why that we can't allow the New Day the time and space they need to heal. And for Penta to just grab that giant hat that matches the giant grief in the heart of Xavier Woods, I'm sorry, Penta, not cool. Not cool at all. It's OTW, not gonna lie. I'm interested to see where Big G and the New Day story goes. Their comedic chemistry is unreal. Almost forgot Grayson was as good in the ring as he is. Wonder how they implement Theory when he returns to foil Grayson. You know how they're gonna implement Theory? I bet he loses in 60 seconds. And then we're all told, don't worry, good things come to those who wait. Damian King, multiverse getting out of hand with these El Grande Americanos. It's like Queen Amidala and her decoys in the Phantom Menace. You know, Cody Rhodes thinks the Phantom Menace is not that bad, but let me tell you something. Jar Jar Binks is the Goldberg of Star Wars. I said what I said. I stand by it. Samuel Munz Oz, Grande Americano ×3 is crazy. Hopefully they set up a triple threat for the mantle. They could do a triple threat at Triple Mania. Ooh, how about that? And then we got TTJC, who, by the way, got Chris Van Vliet to point at the R logo at SummerSlam. So thank you. I can't even believe that Chris Van Vliet, who is like the goat of goats, him and Simon Miller, pointing at my logo. Thank you, TTJC, for getting Chris Van Vliet to recognize the channel. Also, I want to give an extra shout out to Los Hermanos Americanos. For those of you that don't know, those are Americano brothers. Oh, that makes so much sense now. El Grande, El Alto, and Los Pequinos. I am so sorry. I definitely butchered those names. I apologize. They're twins. Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. I take back everything I said about Jumping the Shark. KB, no yeet tonight. Wow, that boy got the night off. Donatello Leonardo responds saying the irony of Jey Uso, who's there every night, not there, but Roman, who is there, well, 25 nights of the year, is there. So that is kind of. We got Alfonso Passion. To me, it looked like the crowd knew that CM Punk was going to come out, and that's why they didn't chant his name. I could see that. I did kind of start seeing a little rumbling around, and then we got Bishop Marley. CM Punk should not have come back tonight. They should have given the moment some time to breathe and let Punk come back with renewed passion. He looked weak coming back so early. I understand why he came back in the sense of, again, he just wanted to kill Seth Rollins, but maybe they could have had Adam Pearce, who was all over the place. He could have said, I banned CM Punk from coming tonight because I'm afraid what he'll do to you. And they could have said that during when he made the match with LA Knight. So I think you're right there. And then who knows, maybe Roman could have been the one that stopped the fight instead of CM Punk. It wasn't needed. Punk wasn't needed. Donatello Leonardo says, as an LA Knight fan, I'm pleasantly surprised that despite the beatdown and the visual tonight was him, Punk, and Roman together as baby faces. So it did raise LA Knight's stock. He was in there with a face Roman Reigns, a face CM Punk. He even got in CM Punk's face a little, saying, "Hey, what are you doing, man? This was my match. Why'd you stop me?" And Punk is like, So it makes him look good. To me, this says WWE is finally sees Knight as a guy who they think needs to be working with the absolute top tier. Hopefully he needs to get there. Now the question is he just being set up to lose at a B-level PLE, or does he at least get a triple threat out of it? Because if it's one-on-one with Seth Rollins at Clash of Paris, I think everyone will know the conclusion. But if they do a triple threat with CM Punk involved, then it becomes interesting, even though they've probably done too many triple threat matches this year. And we'll close out with Mr. T Live. I hope WWE signs Karrion Kross back and utilizes him correctly, because they truly had something with him and they may have squandered it. Yeah, well, this weekend, actually, his contract and Scarlett's contract is up. And they used to use somebody right up until the end back in the day, and they would job him out. So they kind of did that with Sami Zayn, beating him at SummerSlam. But I'm still surprised, because the more modern thing to do is to just let them sit there and wait the contract out and give them no exposure. This kind of sucks. Karrion Kross, for a long time, Triple H tried, and it felt like he was just pushing him down our throats. At one point, Karrion Kross was kind of menacing the Bloodline, right? But it wasn't working. It wasn't clicking. And out of nowhere, though, this year, after just pretty much just bouncing from one lackluster story to another, like this year, last year, slowly but surely, Karrion Kross got into the psyche of everybody, myself included. For years, I said, he's boring. What are we doing with him? And then now, one day, I was just like, wow, this guy's good. This guy is good. What are we doing with him? And now, of all times, he's over. The crowd is chanting his name. They're pretending they're chanting someone else's name, but the crowd is chanting his name. The crowd is chanting his name, and we're going to let the guy go? Bye? See ya? He had one of the most memorable moments of the WrestleMania weekend, and he wasn't even on the card. That viral interview where he basically said that creative sucks. Oh, that sucks. It sucks. I hope Karrion Kross does get re-signed. I know the grass is always greener on the other side, but Karrion Kross is a strong proponent of, well, water your grass here. I hope he stays, but if he doesn't, well then TNA or AEW, you better snatch that dude up as quick as possible. Those are your hot takes for Monday Night Raw. I appreciate every single one of you. Somehow, some way, there are no hot takes tomorrow, but there will be for Friday Night SmackDown. I'll see you for the live event then. Bye. See ya. Good day, good week, good life, good everything. See ya.